is Steph Jones, and at the time of this campaign, I was the Associate Director of Digital Marketing at Mercy Home for Boys and Girls, but I am happy to announce that I will be moving to Foresight Studios in October, and really excited to talk with you all and share the strategy with you all and meet a lot of you, so I'm very, very excited about that. But I am also super excited to share with you how we were able to change a narrative and maximize impact and craft a sense of urgency with campaigns. But before we start, it's the second day, I'm sure we're all a little tired. I think we should play a game. Is everyone ready for a game? I don't know if this will... All right, well, pretend this is working, but I've got backup. Don't you fret. So, I've got a timer, 10 seconds. You got 10 seconds. All of you have a pen, paper, sorry, digital, right? Laptop? Everyone has a laptop? Okay. You all have 10 seconds to write as many phrases that come to mind that when you think of urgency in marketing. So as many as you can, and I'm gonna make it a sweet, sweet deal. If you are the person with the most phrases written down within that 10 seconds, you are gonna get a little bit of a gift from me that I brought with me all the way from Chicago. So, are you guys ready? Yeah. All right. We're gonna have to go with this, there is sound, but let's get this. Well, all right. I'm gonna time myself. We're going for it. There's always a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Boop, 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 boop. That was short. All right. Who starts saying, how many words, phrases did anyone get down? 6? Oh, 2.5? I mean, that was 10 seconds. 6, who's got more than 6? 32. Fernando. Oh, well, that's cheating. You can't be cheating. That's cheating. You got me. I mean, maybe I'll bring you something back another time. All right, we got 6 as the one that was written down with your hands, with your mind. Anyone higher than 6? No, that's amazing though. And I'm so glad that you all jumped on board and took action. And did I just create a sense of urgency and excitement? Oh, gotcha. And how did I do that? Well, the visual cues, this was a timer. So visual cues are really important, and they will come up later, but you should be using visual cues, a countdown timer, excitement from your narrator and storyteller is always a great thing to have, and acknowledging that there is some kind of incentive, and all the way from Chicago. So you can do the same engineered experience with your donors, just as we did. So let me grab your I didn't say it was Chicago specific, but it was from Chicago. So Dunkin' Donuts is in Chicago, and so are Reese's. So who had 6? Oh, I got 2. Was there 2 people with 6? I mean, I've got 2. All right, who's a coffee lover? Who is a chocolate lover? Coffee? Do you like? Oh my, meant to be. Coffee for you. Chocolate for you. You're welcome. All right, moving on. Okay, so let's get into, the case study of what we needed to do. So, what did we need to transform? So, Mercy Home for Boys and Girls is a Chicago children's charity in Chicago that helps kids and families, and every year they run a local March for Kids campaign. They've kind of branded March as that campaign, and it had a heavy focus on brand awareness and local events. The campaign, as the name would suggest, runs in the month of March and focuses its asks on getting audiences to celebrate this month dedicated to the work they do for kids and their donors. Despite their best efforts, they wanted to do it all and asked everything all at once. You can see that the CTAs were brand awareness, there were 2 events they wanted people to get to, volunteer, car raffle, and then at the end, donations. The campaign always had a $20,000 fundraising ask and a 2-match incentive throughout the whole month of March, but it was always scraping by to get to that fundraising goal. So as a digital team, we knew we could do better, that this campaign had so much potential because it was centered around the amazing work that Mercy Home does, helping kids and families. And in the past year, the digital marketing team finally were given the reins of what we can do with the campaign. Oh, and did we have thoughts? So we were given the green light to market nationally. So instead of just being local, we got to spread the awareness everywhere, as long as our fundraising goal went up as well. But we dared to dream big and accepted the challenge. So, was it daunting to scale nationally and shift our focus mainly to fundraising? Yes. Did that scare us? Absolutely not. Our fundraising goal didn't just double, it almost tripled, and our motto, let's go. So we can handle anything. We're a digital team, agile, one might say. The first action items is we knew that we had to keep it simple, and at first we zoned in on our tactics and made it clear that the online calls to action would be to donate, that all assets be consistent with the same messaging and consistent creatives, event invites needed to be segmented, and they were sent via email to those local audiences and board members only. We created a local splash landing page that had their information on those events, and that was not shared with the national audience. All other CTAs were scrapped to ensure donors knew exactly what we wanted from them, and that was to donate. So our next challenge was, how do we create a national audience to get familiar with this campaign? How are we gonna get buy-in? How are we gonna get them excited about this campaign they've never heard of? So, we started early. That is what I recommend all the time, and we've learned this over campaign, start early. Don't wait until the campaign to start to engage your audiences about the campaign. You want buy-in before you start asking for donations. Teaser posts about the campaign, what it means to your organization, the 2X match or any incentive you have, any details about why it was such an important month for our organization. We shared that all in February. We shared content that focused on the successful outcomes from donations in previous years and in previous campaigns. You shared the organization's excitement about this, how Mercy Home was excited for this month of March to come so we can do more for our kids, a bigger impact. We shared links in our new March for Kids landing page in our monthly e-newsletter that reiterated the match, the importance of the campaign, and how important the donations are. And on the page, we also shared those blog posts that talked about the successful outcomes because of donors. But as we do, we knew we still needed a little more. Even with honing in and prepping our audiences, we knew we needed to up our game even further. I didn't want to just rely on seeing how the month went to make sure we were going to make our goal. And I don't know if you guys do long-term campaigns, but people tend to wait until the last minute to give. And that, to me, causes a heart attack. I want to know that we're going to make our goal by 2 weeks in, a month in, so I can know that we can get through the end of the goal, or at least get close to there much before. So we looked back at our best performing campaigns. So we looked, previous years, previous campaigns to see what we learned and what we can use. And one thing really stood out to us, and it was Giving Tuesday. That day just creates so much excitement and urgency, and we're like, how can we engineer something similar? Could we create a March for Kids Giving Day during the month? Could we pick a specific day and say that? But even with that, we were unsure if people would really buy into some random day in March for Mercy Home. So we wanted to go even further. So we went big. We went big or we went home. We looked at the value proposition to give. 2X match is great, but it's for the whole month, and we weren't going to change that. That was through direct mail. Everyone else in the department knew that 2X match is how Mercy Home always positioned this campaign. So how can we make this day even more special? We looked at our resources. We went to our director of philanthropy who works with our MGOs, and after asking, maybe a little bit of pleading, if there were any other donors who would be willing to provide a special match gift for this special day. And with that ask, they were able to secure way more than we had ever anticipated. We were gifted an additional $50,000 by an anonymous donor who said, use it how you want. So we did that. With that, we were able to strategize a special day of giving that leverages that special match that we have never been able to offer before, and it became a 5X match giving day. We had something exciting to share, but where was the urgency? We knew we had to make it very clear that this was only a 24-hour special, no ifs, ands, or buts. But now, how are we gonna get our audiences on board and excited as we were about this? So much like our tactics to scale the campaign nationally, we started promoting early. We started promoting this match a week early as a special surprise announcement, even though we knew about it weeks prior. We made a surprise match announcement that a donor just decided to give us $50,000, well, no, 5X match for up to 24 hours to take advantage and increase the gift impact. With that announcement, we asked for our donors and audiences to save the date. So we're trying to see if we can grab data and retarget through this surprise announcement. And we used Add to Calendar, which is a great platform to get people to RSVP, save the date, add things to their calendar. And we sent out teaser posts about this, texts. We used simple text. We sent emails, teaser emails, and here is an example of what that teaser email looked like. There's clear calls to action to save the date, because this was a special day for giving. We tried to convey the excitement of the match, the amount, and the urgency of the ask to ensure that the special 5X match incentive would not go missed. So we primed our audiences, local and national, for this. And then the day of, what did we do? And so all channels were a go. Our website copy was updated to represent this match. We set up banners on our website that would update with urgency messaging as the day progressed. So in the morning it would change, in the afternoon it would change. As it got to the end of the day, we put a countdown timer to increase the urgent messaging. We sent 3 emails on that day, morning, afternoon, and evening, all with copy that focused on urgency and impact of what this 5X match means for our kids and the organization. We sent out SMS texts with donation links, social posts, paid advertising, all matched the copy for the special day. And it worked. In this one day alone, we were able to raise over $50,000, way above our 5X match amount, and we already made our goal for the whole March for Kids campaign. And after this match, we still continued with our main March for Kids campaign. We still went back and honed back into our 2X match gift, and we sent all the rest of our emails and advertising and still focused on scaling this nationally. So year over year, we can make sure that it still gets traction and get in front of donors and web visitors. So how do we bring it all together? It really is a bit of a campaign within a campaign, essentially, but we started early. We started in January trying to think about how we can get this to work. This campaign does come right after the holidays, so it's really jumping into how can we do something different so there's not as much donor fatigue, at least that we thought was going on. So we started strategizing early, we started promoting early, we teased the March for Kids campaign in general, and then we teased that Day of Giving Day in general. We did not wait until March to start promoting, and we didn't wait for the day to start promoting the Giving Day. So we created and optimized content for wider reach. We did focus on one goal of donating as much as we could. We ensured we were everywhere we could be. We were in front of faces everywhere: paid social, organic, retargeting, SEM, email, text, premium, display ads. We ensured that the messaging and creatives were consistent and compelling for all donors, new and old. We focused and boosted our paid advertising budget around those key campaign days to boost visibility, and we continue monitoring the channels and optimizing all the way through the end of the campaign, all throughout March. Just because we made our goal early did not mean we needed to stop putting our best work out there. So the key takeaways are early engagement. I think I've said that a million times, but I just cannot recommend it more. Don't wait until the campaign month to start engaging with your audience. Let them know that you are getting ready for this. Get them as excited as you are, that there's a clear call to action. Make it abundantly clear what you want them to do. Review your value proposition. Is it really gonna get you where you need to be? Is a 2X match really gonna get you to X amount of money? What have you done in the past? If it's the first time, maybe, but we've been using 2X match gifts a lot, and I think it's almost the standard now to get a campaign really boosted, so how can you get that even further? Create that urgency. Limited time match can significantly boost your donations. And then measure and adapt. Like, keep a close eye on your KPIs and be ready to pivot your strategy as needed. The wonderful thing that I love about digital marketing is that you can be very agile and change things and move your budget around and close things down. As long as you're monitoring and making sure that you're optimizing the correct channels, you'll always be ensuring success. So always be willing to test new tactics and just focus your efforts there. So results of the campaign, in that one day alone, Mercy Home was able to raise over $52,000, Highest revenue made for the campaign ever, from $20,000 to $70,000 for the whole entire month. Highest traffic increase on our site during the months of February and March as we were promoting it and getting things focused. Increase in average donation amount and number of gifts went up. And here's my cheesy saying, it really was a march for kids. So that was, so urgency, and start early, if anything. So that's where I'm at.
Hello. Thanks, Steph. We've got some questions. I think folks can also continue to submit to Slido, but yeah, that's good. All right. So if you hadn't been able to secure the match amount, did you have any other ideas for boosting your strategy?
Yes, we were thinking about like just trying a day of giving and really pushing that a lot earlier. Like start the day of giving advertising probably in February and just see if we can get traction on making a special day out of nowhere. But we were lucky because we did have some backups because we just never knew if we were going to get that money or not. So yes, we were just going to flood the message and see if we can get that more and more out there.
Awesome. Speaking of starting earlier, do you think folks can manage the same budget for a campaign while starting earlier, or do they have to go back to the drawing board and adjust there?
All of the marketing we did in the month of February was organic. We did no paid through that. We did Google Grants, maybe, but everything else was organic push, emails. The texting might have cost something, but that was probably later on. But other than that, all the content was free and shared.
And was the texting done through Engaging Networks?
No, it was done through simple texting and one-to-one outreach.
Awesome. Have you ever done an add to calendar reminder for a fundraising day?
Yes, we've done it so we did it for this day, but we had done it for Giving Tuesday, and we've tried to utilize it for a lot of these type of days that are special, for events, of course, but yes, we had done it before for Giving Tuesday and saw at least who was interested and get a good idea if this is gonna work or not and be able to gauge the excitement around it.
Awesome. You said the previous campaign had several different asks. Was there consolation met with pushback?
Oh, yes. Yes, but the amount of money that I think there was a lot of frustration about, because there was so many asks, no one was really happy with the outcomes they were seeing. So we just tried to focus, like, if we want to make X amount of money, please let us focus this. And we really had to prove ourselves this year to show that we were going to make up those not having that. So it was really like, all right, $50,000 was going to make up that difference. Mm-hmm. Let's do that. And we did. So we were able to do that. But it really had to say, yes, we're going to make that money back in this way, and we'll show you that we can.
Cool. And anything you do differently next time?
I mean, always more budget. I mean, like once you start something novel, can you continue that success? That's always something I worry about. Okay, so we started 5X. Every year is 5X going to be enough? So, yeah, always more money. I would definitely have planned earlier to not be so worried about needing a plan B if that money didn't come through. So planning during budget season to ask our philanthropy team and MGOs to give that money sooner. But other than that, it was really successful and hope it would work again.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Congrats.
Thanks.